Radio 2.
It's 4 o'clock at the Radio 2 news desk. Colin Berry.
In the Commons in the past half hour, the Home Secretary, Mr Hurd, has said he's likely to allow contracts to go to private operators to run remand centres and to handle the escorting of prisoners. He said the idea of privatising part of the prison service would be studied further in detail before any legislation, but he confirmed that he thought it was a good idea.
The introduction of the private sector into the management of the prison system, in the way I have outlined, would certainly represent a bold departure from previous thinking and practice. It offers the prospect of a new kind of partnership between the public and private sectors in this important, though often sadly neglected, aspect of our national life. I don't believe that we should be scornful of new ideas, which, if successful, will make an important contribution to the government's programme of providing decent conditions for all prisoners at a reasonable cost.
The Health Secretary, Mr Kenneth Clarke, has defended the government against strong criticism from the Commons Agriculture Committee over its handling of the controversy surrounding Salmonella in eggs. The committee said advice on cooking eggs should have been issued more quickly, but Mr Clarke said the government's actions had shown that it took the problem seriously. The latest trade figures show Britain had a balance of payments deficit of £1.7 billion in January. Share prices and the pound have remained fairly steady after the news, and it's thought an early rise in interest rates is unlikely. Nevertheless, the Shadow Chancellor, Mr John Smith, has called the figures bad news for the economy. For the first time, the BBC is making public its guidelines to producers. They cover 125 subjects, including privacy, broadcasting and terrorism, the portrayal of sex and violence, accuracy and impartiality. They will be going on sale at BBC shops and will also be available through public libraries. That's all for now. We'll have our main bulletin at 5 o'clock. Now at the sports desk, here's John Inverdale.
The England football captain Bryan Robson has been cleared to play for Manchester United in the FA Cup quarter-final against Nottingham Forest later this month. The FA today quashed a booking which Robson received during the Mercantile Credit Centenary tournament at the start of the season, which pushed him over 21 disciplinary points. The president of the governing body of European football, UEFA, Jacques Georges, has said that English clubs will not be readmitted to European competitions while the British government doesn't support their application. The sports minister, Colin Moynihan, said yesterday that it was inconceivable that English clubs would be allowed back next season. According to Mr Georges, if the government says that, UEFA cannot say something else. The Dundee striker Tommy Coyne has joined Celtic for £500,000, but Celtic manager Billy McNeill has denied that Coyne's arrival would mean Frank McAvenny could be leaving Parkhead. A reminder, we have a soccer special on Radio 2 Medium Wave at 8 o'clock this evening, which features the Littlewoods Cup semi-final second leg, in which Luton already have a 3-goal lead over West Ham. We also have reporters at many of the night's leading league matches. Latest snooker news from the British Open in Derby, 5th round matches these. John Parrott beat Doug Mountjoy 5-2 and Mike Hallett currently leads Cliff Thorburn 4-3. That match is the best of 9 frames. Latest racing then at Worcester, 3 o'clock, number 1 Farm Week, 9-4 favourite. 9 Grey Tornado, 12-1. 2 Mamora Bay, 8-1. 3:30, number 15, Roy's Dilemma, 7-1. 3, Busy Mittens, 13-2. 7, Farm Cut Air, 11-2, and 6 didn't run. At Wetherby, 3:15, number 1, Care No More, 15-8 joint favourite. 2, Yank Brown, 15-8 joint favourite, and 5 ran. And the 3:50, number 9, Whitegate's Lady, 50-1. 2, Calla Coyne, 25-1. 7, Just Another Sip, 14-1, and that's our sport for now. More for you at 5 past 5.